Okay, March 18th, 2024. I'm just going to title this one, These Men Are Not Crazy. They're not conspiracy theorists. They're not insane. They're not schizophrenic. They don't have a runaway imagination station. And with that said, we're just going to listen for a few minutes. Okay, hold on a second.
Much evil in Canada, it may be even a better example of what happens when tyranny takes hold of a nation than in this country, because at least we still have 50 states. The Picton Farm murders, for example. You want to get into that? I mean, there is so much corruption that surrounds us. Again, God will not be mocked. He must be seething right now. We need Jesus, man.
Yep, big time. Like I said, you gotta get with your Creator big time here right now, because this evil is out in this world like never before. And the Picton Farm, my dear friend who was murdered back last September, David Hawkins, he did exceptional work on the Picton Farm. And this is just some of the highlights of it. When they raided this farm, there was over 100 IRS agents that were also there. What the hell is the IRS doing in Canada, along with the RCMP and other law and secret service enforcement agencies? They captured the software there at that time, and Bob Paulson was the head of the RCMP, and nobody ever got this software. Nobody ever saw what happened to it. This is where all this evidence was of this pedophilia we believe that was going on there. Is they were basically doing snuff films, and people...
You heard that, right? Snuff films, right? Ciera was lured, my daughter, Ciera Choney, was lured to her death. I believe with every bone, fiber, ounce of my body that she was in a snuff movie. Well, the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, made her mother, her brother, and her sister stand out on the porch in the rain as we were being told that she was dead, so that they could concoct a fake investigation to get rid of us, so that they could continue doing what they're doing, and then take her body off to the Abbotsford Hospital and quote unquote do a forensic autopsy so they could illegally harvest her organs and not be held to account in terms of anything, people, anything. If she was dead, I could have donated her organs and there would have been no money to be made. Absolutely none within the black market. But it's just with the whole situation. So after this little, what we're listening to, I'm going to go to the video where I was on the porch waiting to identify my dead daughter's body as they sent in a baby-face looking cop that was 6'7" to guard the door to keep my son, my daughter, and I out on the porch in the rain while they were conniving on the inside, doing God knows what. But with the body dude guy, the one that's supposed to come and pick up the body, going down the stairs with the cell phone in his hand, looking into it, getting to the bottom of the stairs, looking up at the street with the freaking RCMP in their vehicles as this dude's doing freaking hand signals to say he got it with a grin on his face, as the baby face cop is asking him if he got the stuff, or did he get the cell? No, my daughter was in a snuff movie, people. And then I'm going to show you the corner on another video that I did just to reinforce what we're dealing with here. I do not consider these people to be insane. I do not consider them to be talking fairy tales. Okay? Because I'm a victim to what they talk about. My family is a victim to what they talk about. My daughters, 2 daughters, have been murdered, and the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, covered it up. And when you take it to court, and you hold your actual government to court, they cover it up. They accuse you of being frivolous and scandalous, and a waste of the court's time. Versus cleaning the swamp of the sludge.
People from around the world were betting on this as people were being put in wood chippers and all these other horrific things that were going on. That's why they murdered David Hawkins, because he drilled right down on this. The GPT chat that you see that's out there today, they stole that from David Hawkins. He originally created that AI software back in the 80s, right? And that was pointed right at Elon Musk as well. So this corruption that's going on in our country is off the charts, and everybody needs to recognize you're seeing no one in law enforcement is doing anything. The RCMP, they are, again, a rogue. They're not about law enforcement. They're about policy enforcement. They're there to control the narrative, to intimidate and threaten. We've seen it done with the natives.
Yeah, that's what they did with my son, me, and my daughter. Oh no, we're here to offer you victim services. No, you're here to let me identify my daughter so I can say, yes, that's Ciera Chorney, and I can go home and make preparations for a funeral. But that's not what they wanted to do. I honestly believe they wanted Ciera to hear her family out on the porch. We didn't know where she was until I got a phone call. And I was giving the address as to where she was. Don't you think that's kind of odd? And then when I show up, they conveniently kick us out and then keep us out on the porch and won't let and refuse to let us identify her dead body, as they're now pointing the finger at the suspect, John Hart, saying, well, we can't let you in because it's now a crime scene and it's suspicious activity and we're investigating. But they never took John Hart out to the car in handcuffs. Nothing. They slammed the door in our face. No, people, they were sucking on her with their fucking tentacles, the adrenochrome, as they were hooking up their perfusion machine after they were done. But they made sure she heard her family before she died so that they could get that fear with that adrenochrome going. That's exactly what happened. And they fucking recorded it all, people. Yeah, that's what they did. And the government's covering it up. And that's your Royal Canadian Mounted Police, in partnership with the corrupt public union sector when it comes to the healthcare system, because they know the government will protect them.
In our country, we've seen it done with all the people that are trying to do the right thing. You saw what happened with the truckers that happened to convoy in Ottawa. It's never ending, Sean. So the only way forward is people need to understand something simply. The whole COVID lie has been a lie to us, and we've...
Okay, so I'm going to stop it there just because. I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm just going to do it this way for now. Will Ciera ever get justice? February 25th of 2021. This is the body dude guy's vehicle. Now, keep in mind, YouTube likes to give me a lower codex, which distorts my videos and blurs them out, like makes them blurry sometimes when it's convenient for them, because there's something I want you to see, but from what I'm looking at, it looking like it's not as clear as it was perhaps when I uploaded the video, but I will get my point across anyway. So I don't know where I'm at in this video. I'm just coming in like this, right? I will provide the link. If you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about in this video. If you haven't seen it and you want to watch it, you can. Other than that, I'm just going to start up with this. That's right. Anyway, remember, if you've been watching my videos, I said that guy had a... That body dude guy, that guy, right there. Taser in his hand, maybe? Yeah, when he first came in, he had something in his hand that, when I looked up tasers in comparison to what a taser would look like, it's quite possible he had a taser in his hand, people. Why does a body dude guy need to come in with a freaking taser? Because it was not a cell phone. It was something else completely different. Yeah. Like, what is this right here, people? I mean, he's into SMM, because you can see he's got an SMM bracelet right here. Okay, so that's his hand. So there's his thumb. You can see his thumb. You can see the bulk of this item that he has, which is kind of bulky, right? Like, it looks like see, that's my phone, right? It looking kind of bulky, right? Like bulky, but it has two protruding things sticking out of it. One, two, you can see it. There's one there, and there's another one, and it's bulky. Look how wide his hand is. It's bulky. He's holding it. He's holding it like this is what he's coming into. He's like, right, with these two little things sticking up, okay? And I mean, clearly this video has gotten darker. You can't even see his face. Barely can you see his face. That's because this is what YouTube does to my videos. When they don't want you to see something, they blur them. They darken them. I noticed that. They darken them too. Okay. And then here, where the mouse is, he's got a little black bracelet around his wrist with silver studs on. You can see the one stud right there. You can see the other stud up there. All right, you can see, right? Look how wide he's holding that. That's not a cell phone. Cell phone like that. This is something else with little prongs in them. Yeah. I think it was a taser, people. I do. I don't know who wears that to work. That's a professional working for the government. Yeah. Who wears a SMM bracelet, a gang-affiliated bracelet, right? Right? Because when you're getting into black leather with studs, what does that tell you? That tells you something. Man, but this dude does. And to wear it to work yet? Okay. Picking up dead bodies? Okay. Okay. I mean, so now we're closer. See? But for whatever reason, it's been blurred out more. Perhaps that's the way it was when I zoomed in, but I know YouTube's shady. Do you see how round that is? That's a stud. That's a stud, right? Look how wide his hand is. It's like this. You can see. And there's the other one right there. And I'm like, what the hell is he holding in his hand as he's coming up the stairs? And I'm thinking, maybe it's a taser. Right? Yeah. And clearly, that is SMM. Yeah. Okay. I have more than one shot of that bracelet. This is just one picture. Right. But YouTube, you know, they're blurring it, they're darkening it. And look how blurry everything is. Right? Because they work with the government, that's why. And look. Look at this. Yeah. What is this, people? You can see it. It makes me think of it. See? One there, and one there. If it's a taser, doesn't the electricity go between the two of them and then shh, right? Isn't that and somehow it's like, right? Isn't that what tasers do? There has to be a negative and a positive for the charge to go out. Isn't that how it works? The taser, look how wide his hand is. Mm-hmm. It's not a cell phone. Yeah, that's not a cell phone, people. He didn't go in with a cell phone. He went in with a biker bracelet of some kind, SMM, some sort of gang affiliation, while on the job, being paid by taxpayers to pick up dead bodies. Yeah. Phone. Okay. He's got his rubber gloves over here. This is as he's coming in. Yeah, so he's got his rubber gloves in his other hand, and he's coming up the stairs, in my opinion, with a taser. Who's he tasing, me? Or maybe what's behind the door? Being that I can't go in and identify my own supposedly, this is why I say, supposedly dead daughter. He's got his ring on, and then he has a pinky ring on. Some sort of biker pinky ring, or I don't want to say biker because it isn't necessary. Look how YouTube blurred it out. Right? Right? Yeah, okay. Pretty good at blurring out the picture, aren't they? I mean, I'm blind, but I'm not that blind. That's his big ass fucking ring. Yeah, big ass. Right along with his SMM bracelet. He's got something that's kind of looking like a taser, people. Now, I haven't done exposure on this yet, but clearly that is not a cell. He's got a pinky ring that's big. SMN of some kind, gang-affiliated gang bracelet. Don't tell me that's not a taser. Cell phone because his hand is wide. He comes out of there looking into his cell phone all the way down the stairs as the baby cop is saying behind him, "Did you get the stuff?" And if it wasn't that, he said, "Did you get the cell? Are you coming back?" Well, I don't know. He's there to pick up a dead body. He wasn't walking out with a dead body, so why wouldn't he come back? And what stuff was he supposed to get outside of a dead body? Or what cell was he, like cell phone, what cell was he supposed to get? He wasn't there to get a cell phone, and he wasn't there to get stuff. He was there to pick up a dead body. But he was too busy looking in his cell phone as he was walking down the stairs. But he's coming up the stairs with this. How does that make sense? As he's wearing this shit. And a pinky fucking ring yet, too, to boot. Only certain kind of people wear those kind of rings, people. You gotta have fucking game for that crap. What kind of game are these individuals playing? Okay, he's holding some on the black market. That's what it is. You get two for your money. You get the snuff movie and you get the organs. Actually three, because I don't believe Ciera's body is in that fucking casket, in that fucking cement tomb that they put it in. So they said. I don't believe it. They did something else with it. It was too pristine, sitting, I guess, in cold storage for 19 days, like aged beef. Something that's quite large. Right. Doesn't signify a... That is not a cell phone. Cell phone. Alright, although when he's walking out the stairs, after he's done doing whatever he's done in there with this thing, he's looking at a phone, and he's smiling, and he's doing sign signals to the cops out on the street. Yeah. He goes, he's looking at the cell phone all the way down the stairs, gets to the bottom of the stairs, almost to his vehicle, turns around, faces the fucking cops that are up in their vehicles, and starts doing sign signals with a smirk on his face. Yeah, okay. He was doing sign signals when he was coming up the stairs. Why? Okay. This I want you to see. This is quote unquote the corner. Personally, I think she looks like something that came from the freaking Adam's apple. Adam's family. She came from the Adams family. The ghoulish Adams family that liked to sleep in coffins. That kind of Adams family. Right? This is the corner. Take a good look at this corner. Okay? Just by chance, as they were slamming the door in our face, because they didn't want to deal with us and allow us to identify Ciera's dead body, not even for 30 seconds, so that we could leave. They put us out on the porch, got some big ass cop to guard the freaking door. But before that happened, this was the coroner saying, "Get out, get out!" And she pushed me and she had female cops that were like 6'4", 6'3", really, really tall. You gotta watch these tall ones. I'm telling you, there's something going on with them. Anyway, I guess she's a fucking busybody. She wanted to be up in the mix. And as they were pushing us out, literally, get out, right? And right before they slammed the door in our face, literally slammed the door in our face, my camera caught her. And she came in from the back. Yeah, she didn't walk through the front door. She came in through the fucking bedroom where Ciera supposedly was laying dead on the floor, up through the back. So the bedroom is here with a wall with the door frame. We seen Ciera's hand on the door frame. John Hart had his couch facing the opposite direction, but you could turn your head and you could still see the door frame. And we're sitting there with these 3 freaking 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" female supposedly cops, right? Waiting, everybody's waiting for the coroner as John Hart is starting to pick a fight with my son because he's, I don't know, in my opinion, purposely going out of his way to confuse the timeline so it would piss us off one way or another so that they could get a reaction so that when this thing walked through the bedroom door, because she came in through, I guess, a kitchen through a sliding door, and then I guess the kitchen went into the bedroom, and then you come out through that door where Ciera's hand was, is into the living room. But as you're sitting in the living room, you could also veer off, that way into the kitchen. So there was 2 entrances to the kitchen, from the bedroom and from the living room. All right. Either or, as they're ready to slam the door in our face, clearly this one was instigating it because she was right there. My camera just caught her. And of course I went frame by frame by frame, and then that's how I noticed that there she is. Well, it's not even a she, people. This is a fucking robotoid, okay? Seriously. Something that crawled out of a fucking coffin with a skin suit on it. Literally. I'm not kidding. Okay? And I say this for a reason. That's what the coroner looks like. That's what she looked like. Take a good look at that. Something that crawled out of a fucking coffin from the Addams Family movie. Okay? If that isn't depressing, I don't know what is. Like people. I mean, look at her. Now, I don't know how far this video goes, but I took this face to exposure. I could not get a speck. I couldn't even get a speck of color in it, people. When you put people's faces into exposure, you get different colors. Right? Even on embalmed dead bodies, you get different colors. People like Julian Johnson's sister that likes to plaster on a bunch of fucking makeup. The more layers of makeup that they plaster on, you can see it through the exposure. I'm telling you, okay? It does not look like a face that doesn't have makeup on. Who is that? What do you think? Right? No, I'm serious, right? Makeup changes the layers.
What is,
With the
what is that?
that is what you consider a coroner that works for the government and is trustworthy. No, more like a robotoid. Leave me
That
alone.
looks more like a ghost.
Exactly, and this is what I'm telling them. See, Andre sees it as a ghost because when I took it to,
That doesn't look real.
it doesn't look real. I know it doesn't
It's
look real.
photoshopped.
It's not photoshopped though. That's the scary part, people. It's not freaking photoshopped. So he just came in randomly, looked at that, said it looked like a bloody ghost. It doesn't look real. And I'm telling you, I took it to exposure and not even a speck of color came up on its face. It came out completely freaking white. Why? Makeup can't do that. No. And not only that, when I further went in, did more, the motherboard started showing up in the hair, people, in the hair. Okay, in the hair. This thing was hooked up to electricity. I mean, look at the eyes. Look at it. From what you can tell, with it being blurred by YouTube and all. Yeah, okay. That was the coroner. I haven't done exposure on that yet. Okay, I haven't done exposure on that yet. Maybe I did, and then I came back and I inserted it into this video. Yeah, you see, there's a lot of shit going on in here. Well, maybe there is color. I'm getting some kind of color here. Something's going on. Too much white. I don't know. It's been a while since I...
Okay, that just looks evil.
I know, well, there's something wrong with it.
Why,
It's
why
not
would-
normal.
Why were the eyes black?
So yeah, I'm trying to take it to exposure.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to see if it's real or not. People, yeah, look at that. You see that? People that are real, dead or alive, have color in their face. This thing didn't. But it had electrodes in its hair. Motherboards. It has motherboards in its hair. Yeah. So, okay, let's just carry on. Okay, do you see those eyes? Seriously, man. Now, this is a professional brought in to kick us out and deny us access to identifying Ciera's body, and then concocted with those cops, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, to say that they were going to investigate something suspicious, which became a criminal investigation, although they let John Hart, the one that they were investigating, to identify Ciera's dead body, as they basically mocked us outside and kept us into small chat, you know, small talk, right? And tried to trivialize Ciera's death as if it was nothing, right? Right? But this one here made sure that she was at the door when it was slammed in our face. Yeah. But my camera caught her. Just by chance. I mean, look at it. Like, these people look like ghouls. They look like ghouls. They do. They look like fucking ghouls. Ghouls. Like, honest to God, they look like fucking ghouls, people. So here I'm going frame by frame. Right? Alright, now we're just, what are we doing? There's his vehicle. Body dude guy. There to pick up the body. I'm just running through the pictures. Right? Okay. Just let's be clear about it, people. I am so afraid to live in the province of British Columbia, Canada. Like, and it's been like this for a long, long time. All right. Now, this is the individual who kicked me out and denied me the right to identify my daughter's body, acting all stupid as to, tell me who Ciera is. I want to know all about Ciera. No, you came in because you were called because of a dead body. That's why. But I don't think Ciera was dead. I don't. Why is that guy walking in? He's not a cop. He doesn't need a taser. There was already 3 female cops in there that were over 6'3" each. Right? So why is he coming in with a fucking taser and masochist bracelets on with a fucking pimp ring? A pimp ring, people. Huh? Only certain kind of people like to wear those kind of fucking pimp rings. On the pinky, right? Or wherever fucking finger he was wearing on. It was a big ass fucking thing that clearly you could see it was something there. Did you show up for Shmay? Oh, that's right, because the RCMP covered up the fact that Shmay had been murdered and that her body had been moved, right, after sitting in an upright position. So when you hear these guys talk about this stuff, they're not crazy. They're not crazy. No. Right, where she defecated and urinated. This little house with John Hart was Willie Picton 2. Pig farm number 2. That's exactly what it is. Probably still is, unless they relocated to another fucking shack. And left a stain, right, you know, and all the aftermath had been cleaned up, and she basically laid there for about an hour, right before rigor mortis was to set in, you know, and that's when, you know, ooh, Shmay's not responding, ooh. Anyway, this individual picked a fight, right? I told her to look up Shmay's file as if she didn't have it already. Okay, they were just screwing around with my head, people, right? And this is her standing there looking at me. Actually, I went back into the video, and because I forgot that the babyface cop that was standing there guarding the door had actually come to my house before Ciera was dead, on a different occasion, I guess looking for somebody, and wanted to know. He tried to say he didn't know Ciera, but he did. Everybody knew Ciera. Now, why are you coming to my house asking for Ciera to see if she knows where this other girl is, right? And then sitting up there guarding the door saying, you can't see your dead daughter, but I don't know who she is? Like, fuck off. Fuck off. You're just a bloody, nasty, dirty body snatcher. Plugged into some sort of battery. Seriously. Even his face, I think he was more like a shapeshifter, though. You know, even his face didn't come out looking too good under exposure. As I'm being pushed out the fucking door with my kids after she showed up. Yeah, notice how she's right there at the door watching this. Yeah, right? To do her job. The camera just caught it, just by chance, just like when she was driving out of the driveway like a bat out of hell, with more than likely Ciera's dead body in the fucking back trunk, with the tinted windows. Yeah, because we weren't going to leave. And they wanted to take her body to the hospital so they could gut it and go sell those organs on the black market. Mm-hmm. Right. And because I wouldn't leave, I stood out in the rain on the porch with my kids, with small talk with the baby-faced cop that was 6'5", thinking everything. No, more like 6'7". Was funny. She decided to call it an investigation because they needed a means to get my daughter's body out of the freaking house. Right. So anyway, I got it here, and what we're going to do is I'm going to end it on this, people, okay? And this is why it's taken me a long time to do this, because I already knew what I was going to fucking come across, and it disturbs me. But we're going to do some exposure on this, and then plus I've increased it by 400. So we're going to do this twice, just to see what we get.
Yeah, just to see what
Okay,
we
now
get.
I want you to notice this up here. Where is it? Well, you can't really see it. Hold on a minute. Let's just go to autofix again, and maybe you can see it. Where is it? It's right here. You can't really see it there. Do you see this? Notice that? What is that? I don't know. But anyway, let's just do some exposure on this and see what we get. Okay, in real time. Let's see what we're fucking dealing with here.
Okay, so I'm doing
people?
this in real time.
Because this is what I'm fucking dealing with, okay?
Yeah,
Alright?
yeah, I'm doing this on the fly. Look how white. Look how white. It takes a long time to get color. Okay? Look how white. Look at that. Do you see this? Do you see what's going on here? I'm telling you, it's a skin suit. It's not the first time I've noticed it on other individuals. What you'll notice about them is they're very dead looking in terms of depressed. They're very depressed. They're sluggish. They look, they're sluggish. I don't know, like sloppy. You know how the person can look sloppy or sluggish. You know, they're hunched. They're saggy, right? I mean, look at this. You can't even. Do you see what's going on here? What do you see? Nothing. But look at this. What do you see in behind this? This is exposure. It's like the camera. It captures things and it does not lie. The exposure does not lie. It does not lie, people. Look how defined this is. Do you see this?
Keep in mind the colors.
Where's the color?
And what do you see?
Do you see
What do
any
you
color?
see there, people? Not much, eh? Like, doesn't that look kind of weird? Where's the color in her face? Let's get it.
Yeah, we're
let's
trying to
get those
catch the colors.
Right? We should be able to be picking up some colors here. Now, mind you, I just started. But you would think that they would come in, right? She's supposed to be a human being, right? A real person, right? Real persons, they give off heat, right? You know what I'm saying? They give off, there's density.
Okay, do you see? Do you see what's going on here? Look at this. Look, you got the little bit there. Look how it's like you can see a little color. I suppose that's a pupil. You can see just a little color in there. As if, because it's under, right? Something is masking this over, look. It's like that over here too. And just slightly in there. Look. They stretched out Shimei's skin for a reason, people. Okay? This is not normal for a human. This is not makeup, people. I can take you to Julian Johnson's sister makeup session, and I can show you when she's putting on her makeup, the different layers of makeup comes through on the exposure. I used her because she likes to plaster a lot of makeup on her face. Right? Where am I? And I was like, holy shit. You can see layer after layer after layer as she goes along. This is different though. This is something different.
This is something freaking different. I can't get over these eyes. Look how hollow that looks. Straight out of a horror movie. To their skin, okay? There's colors. Yeah, see, just as I was capturing the color, it disappeared. And we're back to that again. It keeps going back to that. And you can't even see the mouth here. Where am I? It's like it's gone. Alright, not getting anything here. Yeah, I'm not getting anything here. Look how long it's taking to get something. And what did we get? A hollow eye covered up with something over top of it on the outside. Like a face mask that's made to look like skin. Just a pale face, people. Just a pale face. I'm not getting this to kick in now. Obviously, I'm going to keep trying. Because honestly, I find this to be very, very, very unusual. Yeah, because I've already done it on Shimei, like lots and lots and lots of times. And her face was falling off, and yeah, she did have a bruise to which they covered up. Plus she was embalmed. And I identified an orifice plug in her mouth, sutures on her lips to hold up her jaw because it was falling down, blisters developing, signs of decomposition where the makeup was rubbing off. Yeah. There should be something coming through, and nothing. Shimei's eyes caving in, and then all of a sudden she had eye caps. These are all documented through exposure from pictures from the 16th, 17th, and 19th. 3 different dates. On the 16th, or was it the 17th? On the 17th, I think maybe, her eyes were caving in. Literally, caving in. On the 19th, her eyes were bulging because they put in eye caps. Plus, I located the orifice plug in the back of her throat. Now, if you notice, it's nothing. Through exposure. And they had these little electrode pads, little square, rectangular, whatever, rectangular, square pads. Had to been under her skin, people. It had to be. Because it came up on exposure. Time after time. Over and over again. There was no denying it. It wasn't on top of her skin, it was under her skin. But exposure picked it up because of the density. Just like it picked up the bruise on her head. Which they said she didn't have one. Because they covered up murder with Shimei. Why? Here we go. Where's the color, people? I'm trying to get it. Bring it there. I'm doing this in real time. I've got something coming. So we're coming up with something over there. Something over there. Okay, do you see any color? What do you see? Very little color. This is her hair. Wait till you see what's in her hair. Remember I told you? See, it's only coming up just in this area, right? Not even over here. This is the eye here, right? Okay? That's why you've seen that little bit of color, but there's something over the face. What is this? Everybody's talking about nanotechnology. Huh? And what does nanotechnology look like? Okay, this is her face. Does that look like a face? What is this? This is something coming up through density, but what is this? Does that look like a human face to you? Does that look like a human face to you? Here we go. You got the two beady eyes. Something over here. Her hair's coming in now. Now, when they had Shmee dead as a doornail on that hospital bed, there was some crazy shit going on with her hair too. But what really struck out for me was they had some sort of heating pad behind her neck and down her shoulders, because you have to remember she was dead. So it's not like she could generate body heat, right? So they had this little heating pad, this pillow or something, behind her back, I guess to warm up the body a little bit in case somebody accidentally touched her. But remember, everybody was told to wear rubber gloves and smocks, but rubber gloves mainly, because apparently she picked up a super bug from the time that the ambulance picked her up and dropped her off at the hospital. So within a 5-minute ambulance ride, all of a sudden she became contagious with some sort of fucking super bug where everybody was expected to be wearing rubber gloves. No, because they didn't want people to touch her to find out that she was cold. But in order to, they didn't want to take a chance just in case, so they did. They had her laying on something. They put her body on something, not her laying on it, but they placed her body on some kind of a pillow or something where parts of it showed in the picture, and when I took it to exposure, it came out with a whole lot of different colors. Yep, because, heat produces different colors, people. That's why our faces produce different colors. Not this thing, because this thing isn't real. But there's something going on in the hair, though. Okay, look all of a sudden how vibrant it's coming in. Wait till you see the motherboards. I'm still focused on the face, if you want to call it that. Does that look like a face to you? What is that? It looks like something that crawled out of a freaking, I don't know. That's not even real, people. Look, take a good damn look at those eyes. Okay. Look. What do you see? That's the pupils. Where's everything else? Again, you get it just a little bit there. Everywhere else is white, though. You don't even get a mouth. I'm telling you, this is why they bring in the MAK, right? So that when they're among us and they're wearing those things, we're not apt to notice it maybe as much as if it wasn't there. Yeah. 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 For sure. For sure. Something going on. You get my gist, right? Because you could almost say this thing is wearing one. For what it's worth, right? Because you don't see no mouth. You can't even see your freaking nose, for crying out loud. And do you notice how long it's taking me to try and figure this out in terms of
exposure on the face that should be producing some kind of color? Oh wow, we got some now. But I'll tell you something, that is not normal on a human face. What is this nasty ass black shit in there? Where did that just all of a sudden pop up out from? And then just, right? Like seriously, like what is that? What is that? Does this put on mud before they go out into public and then plaster a bunch of white paint to cover up the freaking mud? Yeah, okay. No, it's because it's something else. You don't even see teeth. Look. If you notice, that stays the same. These guys that people want to call crazy, they need to start doing shit like this when they're suspicious about things, and they might be surprised as to what they find. Yeah. That's not normal, people. Mouth didn't even come in. Okay, so we're not going to save anything on that just yet. What we're going to do is we're going to bring up the other one. We are going to bring up... I guess I have two pictures because right, frame by frame. I tried to catch it frame by frame. Because it's very dark, right? But we'll go back into exposure. Let's see what we get. There we go. Same picture. Oh. I've just brought it to, made it larger. Made it bigger. Okay. So, what am I seeing here? I don't know. You have to look at these things. We're getting into the hair now. Okay, there's the face. This is the hair. We're getting into the hair now. Right. I wonder what's in the background that's making it do this. What do you think it is? Yeah, what do you think it is? What's in the background that's making it do this? If you notice, they're uniform, like blocks. Do you see this? This is the face. This is the hair. Yeah. You're watching this, right? Very pronounced, though, isn't it? Hmm? Don't you think? See? This is the hair. It's starting to come up through the hair. This is her hair. Yeah, this is her hair. But don't forget, YouTube blurred it. This is her hair. And of course, my eyes don't work very well, but this is her hair, people. And they're coming in like squares. Or like rectangles. Okay. What the hell is in her hair? Hairspray? No, hairspray doesn't do that. It's on this side too. Does hairspray? Like I said, with Shemay, they placed her dead body on some sort of warming blanket or something. I don't know what it was. I'm assuming that's what it was. And it had all kinds of different little colors going on in it because of the heat. Right? Heat generates different levels of density, for sure. I'm figuring this was the operating system. This is what controlled that. That's what I'm figuring. There. If you want to look, do you see this? I don't know. Do you see how it looks like a chip, like a computer chip? Really, when you look at it, like a motherboard. This is like a motherboard. Do you see how this is a rectangle here? This is something else. I used to take apart electronics, people, when I was doing the metal recycling for the foundation. This is something that would look, you'd take off of VCR motherboard, right? You can see here it's like, right? I don't think that's hairspray, people. That's not hairspray.
There's nothing even there.
Well, not in that picture.
Skinwalker.
What?
So it looks like a skinwalker.
I know it looks like a skinwalker.
Huh?
It does look like a skinwalker. We had one of those things walk by our window. It freaked the shit out of us. It freaked us out. It freaked it out. It freaked us out. Okay, here we go. Here's, finally, we got a little bit of color. Finally. But if you notice, look what's going on. Where is it coming in from? Something very freaking hollow. Something very freaking hollow. Just barely. Just barely. And this could very well just be shadowing, for all we know. But it doesn't look human. Nothing about that looks human. Nothing, people. This is the color of Shimei. Yeah. When Shimei was laying dead on that hospital bed, her face produced its own, I guess you could say, dead color. And because they were running solution through their little electrode pads underneath the skin, and her face was dropping down, everything was starting to pool at, like, by her chin and her, lower jaw and everything. It was very, right? Well, yeah, like, seriously, people, they're stealing people's bodies and they're making bodysuits for their fucking robotoids. For sure. Or they're covering up aliens. Right? When she was dead. Yeah, pretty much the same color. And if you look here. Do you see that? What is that, people? That's on her, that's, right? What do you think that is? Clearly that's her face. Eye, right? That's her chin. Why did that pop up? I never seen that before. Do you see that? It's like a little square with two little something squares or something there, right? Because that's under the skin. Because that's under the skin, people. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Where am I? There it is. If I go too close with my camera, it really starts to blur. I don't see it through my lens. And then once I uploaded it onto YouTube, they blur it even further, so that I sound like I'm crazy. But that is a defined square with something attached to it. Under her, don't call it a her, under its skin. On that hospital bed. So, being that it's basically the same color as the color of my dead daughter on a hospital bed that was illegally embalmed, then whatever this thing is has dead skin on it. I can take you into those videos and I can show you that color. Yep. Hold on a minute. This kind of upsets. Now we're going into the white again. Here's the big gaping hole. Lifeless, soulless wasteland of nothing. Right? And then we're getting back into the white. But don't forget, we already exposed the little electroid pad underneath whatever we're looking at. Finally, you can kind of see the nose. You know, where you stick your finger in, right? When you go to pick your nose, right? Finally, that came up. Certain parts of her skin. That's not makeup, people. Not in the sense of like a human being putting on makeup. Okay? There we go again. See, when I was doing this, I didn't notice it. This is her hair. Okay, this is her hair. Blind as a bat, but I can still see. Here it is again. Do you see how defined that is? This is in her hair. Okay, here's another one coming up. We already determined that there was another one, something down here, which was more than likely in the skin. This one, there's no denying it. There's absolutely no denying it. And then we're coming into something else up in here. I don't know what that is. Oh. I don't know. Maybe we're coming into the door frame here. What is that? This is the one I'm interested in. Where is it? Oh, where's my finger? Right here. Because this is, okay, this is the face. This is the black hair. That's why it's coming out white. The face is white. That's why it's coming out black. The hair is black. And if you notice, isn't that what satanic people do? They like their black and white shit. So don't be surprised. Black, white, white, well, no. First the face was white, the hair was black. Now the hair is white and the face is black. But yet, this is in the hair. See, you can see it. Here's another one. Here's this one here. Right, here's another one. I think I catch a clue here in a minute. I'm not sure what that is. What's going on with her? Yeah, what's going on with her hair? Don't tell me that's not a fucking motherboard. I took apart, people. I'm telling you, I took apart freaking all kinds of electronics. I took apart TVs. I took apart VCRs. I took apart fucking stereos. I took apart anything that I could salvage copper from. These are like, you know, they're like little round things that, like with a little metal piece, and you know, anyone that knows anything about motherboards and those kind of things, this is exactly what it freaking looks like. She had a fucking motherboard in her hair, people. Hold on a minute. Alright, so what you're seeing here is the little program that I'm using, right? I didn't realize you can actually take your mouse, hang on to it, and move it. And this is it as well, right? It is Roxio, right? I don't know what year, but it's an older program. This is another reason why they're trying to fade out these programs. because, you know, they want you to buy apps and do this and pay for that, and they're inferior to what the programs that come in on a CD and you install them into a computer. The ones that come in on a CD and you install them into a computer, in my opinion, are superior compared to, I don't know, I don't keep up with, I don't like Windows 10. I like Windows 7. In other words, I don't like Windows 10 Paint because they took away a lot of features, where Windows 7 has a better paint, right? Copy and paste paint, right? Right? Expand, whatever, crop, right? But this program is done through my Roxio. This is the one that I convert my videos on, right? Okay, so this is why you see this here. Because I didn't at the time know how to, I didn't know I could move it. And therefore it's in front of her hair, because this is her hair. This is forget the her. This is its hair. There's his beady fucking eyes. Okay? That's the hairline. See? That's the hairline, remember? This is all in the hair. This is all in the hair. I don't know if I figured it out when I did this and moved it, and then you'll see even more. Okay? You'll see even more in the hair. Like this is what they're finding. Anyway, let's just carry on for a minute. I have to do this over again fresh, but I just got so many other things I gotta do right now. But this speaks for itself.
Hair.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Hair doesn't react this way, people. Okay, this is a motherboard of sorts.
Yes.
This is what's controlling that. While those 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'7" individuals are the handlers. Do you remember Mr. Toucan when they were having that truckers convoy, and he was showing up in his costume gear from clip to clip to clip, even with a mask? We knew it was Mr. Toucan. Okay, and through exposure, I exposed that a lot of those so-called fucking riot cops were not fucking riot cops. They were robotoids plugged into something with their red whatever going on in there. Okay, like, we're in trouble. These things are already among us. We're being fooled, and that's why they brought in the MAK to cover up that fact. Make it harder for us to figure it out. And that's what I believe. And then we go on to this side. We get more color in the hair than we ever got in the face. But if you notice, this one here is looking kind of weird. It keeps coming up though, doesn't it? I'll do this again someday soon. We'll do it fresh. We'll do it on the live, on the fly, right? It's important. It's important that people know. Yeah. I mean, look at this. This is the hair. Yeah. Okay.
Contrast. Why don't we try that?
Okay, so we're gonna add in some contrast.
Let's see what we get there.
Now, keep in mind what I'm doing with the contrast and the exposure and all. I'm not very good at it. This is where somebody that understands density in comparison to the different colors and how it relates to density and or heat, because heat produces density in its own right, right? And maybe have a better software system that can really fine-tune on what I'm trying to do, oh boy, you could blow these things right out of the freaking water if you wanted to. Yeah, you could. But there's a lot of controlled opposition around it, though. You see, that's the thing. Like, who's who? I'd really like to know.
I find exposure is the best.
Yeah, exposure. Because it goes level, it goes down. Deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. How do you think I found that orifice plug in Shimei's mouth? Way in the back of her throat, stuffed in there like a dirty little secret, to which the province of British Columbia, Canada, wants to cover up.
Because it goes by density. It picks up things that you wouldn't see any other way.
Yep.
Like orifice plugs in the back of dead bodies' throats.
Yep.
With their tongues hanging out.
Yep.
Oh.
And that's what happens with dead bodies. Their tongues start to come out. Their jaws drop. Their face is ready to fall off. Yeah, exactly. But odd that Ciera was the complete opposite. You wouldn't even have known she was dead for 19 days. And compared to what happened to Shimei's body. Two different, complete different outcomes. And the only thing I can contribute it to is being in a like an ice box. But even then, right? You'd think, how, like, I don't know, like, how long does it take for a body to start decomposing in an ice box? Like in a morgue, in an ice box, like below a certain temperature. Because she didn't even look like she was dead in so many ways in regards to Ciera's body. She didn't, people. She didn't. A little bit on her face. Just a little bit. But the rest of her body? No way. She looked like she was running around yesterday. Dead the next day. No. There's something fishy going on there. For all I know, they could have been torturing her for 18 days, killed her, and then brought her to the funeral home, and maybe that's why she looked like she did. For all I know, because that's what we're dealing with. That's the level of depravity.
Nobody would be looking for that, though, would they? Of course not. Yeah, no, I don't like that. I like exposure. I find that exposure brings the most to the surface. But you kind of got to be dedicated doing this in terms of knowing what the colors mean and being able to catch them.
You have to catch them.
This is her hair, people.
Yeah, so now we're getting into the white. Now keep in mind, this line here, okay, that is my software system. I didn't know how to, like I said, I didn't know how to move it. But this is in the hair.
What the hell is in her hair to do that? What would make hair do that? What do you think? I'll show you that's her hair.
That's the color, almost the color of the dead body on Shimei's face. And the more that color pooled, the darker it got. And not only that, but the tubes that they had running from their whatever fucking machines they had going, there was like 5 of them, 5, 6, whatever, 7, all in a row. They all had the same color running through the tubes, people. All the same color. And then Shimei's face, lower down on the jaw. The more that shit settled in terms of the solution, the darker it got. And then, of course, the exposure brought up the little electrode pads underneath the skin. Yeah.
Now, I've put a lot of my stuff with Shimei on my external hard drive.
but I'm going to have to pull them back out as I do this to use it as comparisons if I don't make more. Yeah, I should compare it to Shimei's face compared to this face, and then compare to a normal face without makeup, and then compare a face with a whole whack of makeup on it, layer over layer over layer, and you'll see the difference between the faces through exposure. Just to show you in more detail what I'm talking about. Where's the color? Don't see no color. It was hard to catch it. Can't really seem to get too much going with this face, though. Can you notice that? Yeah. You should be getting... See, you got a little bit. Just a little bit coming in. I can barely see it. Why? And what is this? Outline. Almost around the whole face. Look. Do you see this? What is this? But yet the face is completely black. Not completely black, it's completely white. Why? With those god-awful things called eyes, well, you can still see a little bit of color around them. No nose. Barely. Where's the mouth? It even went down the jaw. Whatever that was, it went down the jaw. You can see outline of the hair. We got something going on over here, though. And as fast as you get color, it disappears. Now, I never noticed this before. This is the first time I've noticed this. And this is where you just gotta catch it. Look at those eyes. Looks like a slit to me. Looks like a slit to me, don't you think? Doesn't that look really interesting? Huh? What do you think that is? You can't consider that to be eyeballs. Hell no. Outline of the hair. However, do you see? You can see the outline of the hair. And then it comes dropping down. Right? Do you see it? Look how defined this is. Right? Don't ask me what that is, because there is a background, so... But remember I told you, they like to have things in the... I don't know, this could be somehow... I think that right there kind of speaks loud and clear, for sure. And just with the way this is. And if you notice, the hair has color now. A little blue in there, from what I can tell. Alright, with something else going on in here. Definitely very pronounced, though, don't you think? Look how it is. Could be another motherboard. Yeah. Yeah. And just with the fact that the way it goes, it's going... Where's my finger? Just the way that it's going. Hair doesn't look like that. Natural hair doesn't look like that, people. I don't think so. Eyes sure in the hell don't look like that. This was some kind of... I don't know what it was. It wasn't human. Far from it. And there's a lot of them.
You'd be surprised. It's too late. We already seen it.
Do you see how this...
And any color, it just seems to come right in here. And it doesn't, you can't keep it. It disappears as fast as it shows up. And it keeps coming in black. Why? Shouldn't be black.
face will come with this color? Right? It's a signature
Yeah, blue is more of a human color.
of skin at a different depth. Okay?
That's why I say they're stealing people's skins, people.
That's why I know that that guy was looking at a body, because only certain things are going to give off that kind of color.
So, in the beginning, more down here in the video, I was trying to do zoom and exposure on the reflection of his glasses as he was looking into the cell phone. I caught a part of the glass, so I was looking from his point of view in terms of... I'll show it to you, right? Anyway, it was coming up blue, which kind of tells me he was probably looking at a body. Let's see if we can find something here. Down here. Yeah. Oops. It's right there. We just had it. Just had it. That's in his glasses. That's his glasses. You can see. Eventually, I got it through exposure where that's in his glasses. Because he was looking at the cell phone. Anyway, you get my point. I narrowed it down, I did. I got a reflection of the same color blue, almost.
Yep.
Thank you, Andre. Which tells me he was probably looking at a body. And that's why he was so consumed. And that cop was, that babyface cop, did you get the stuff? Did you get the cell? Are you coming back? In other words, are you done? Are you coming back? Wait till I'm done. Wait till I'm done. Thanks. Are you coming back? Well, I don't know. Was he done?
Other people.
And then we're coming in with a green. A hue of green. I've never seen a face with green on it. Maybe with makeup, I don't know. I'd have to go look at Julian Johnson's sister with her makeup piled upon makeup, piled upon makeup to see what the hell comes up. But if you look at this,
You know, you have to ask yourself, why does it keep coming up black? Black is a very unusual color, don't you think?
So it's just as well that I showed you.
And you're getting hues of green in there.
Do this because this shows you that we're looking at some form of skin, right?
Not much,
Do
though.
you see this is the outline of her hair? Do you see? This is her hair, people. So what was all those square things in her hair?
Yeah, what were all those
That's
square
a question.
things? Again, now you're coming into colors of a dead body. So the next video I do on this subject, I'm going to make sure I have Shimei's pictures up as comparison. And when I see that, I'll show you. And you'll understand why I say that. But, I should probably do a comparison on my face as well. Just because I know I'm alive and not dead. And I don't wear makeup. No. So I need to find a video where I can put exposure on my face and see what comes up without makeup. Takes too long to get the exposure.
This video, this will be the first video of more to come. I am just going to work on this for...
See, color just coming in on there.
Among other things.
Nothing, very seldom,
Right.
very little
I want
can you
this
see.
out there before I serve my government.
Remember how the outline went? And it got way up there and it just kind of went like this and kind of, you know, it's like, right?
They're already denying me access to my children's medical records through the clinics. Right?
That would be Ciera's and Shimei's medical records. One day I have to find my way to a courthouse with the kids, Andre and Amari, and I don't know, asked to go in front of a judge to get that permission so that when I go back, the clinic can't turn me away. Yeah. Okay, so now we're coming into the reds here. Do you see this? Okay, her hair doesn't just all of a sudden go like that. No, this is, okay, again, this is my my software, right? So next time I do this, I'll make sure I move it off to the side. But whatever this is generating something. If it's a motherboard of some sorts, it's going to produce heat, right? Because it runs on electricity, right?
John Hart
There it is again. Something red coming up in here. Do you see that? Red down here. A little red up in there.
disappeared into the abyss, never to be heard from again.
Red hasn't gone away yet.
To him, as if we'll ever get the.
Still there. Still there, still there. Right? I'm not sure about that. That doesn't even look like a face.
Fucking truth. Right? We're never gonna get the truth, people. All we can do is put light on it. That's all. That's all we can do.
And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm putting light on it. I'm reminding people that when you've got people out there talking about similar shit, calling out the corruption, they're not crazy. Okay? It's just most people, they either, one, don't notice what happens to their loved ones because of grief. Grief overwhelms them. Or two, if they notice and their spidey senses are up, they ignore it because, you know, there's consequences around this, one way or another, right?
Do warn other people.
So now all of a sudden, that shows up.
What's amongst us?
And these are the judges that work in our courthouses, I'm sure, because if you notice, for as hard as I try, I'm not getting anywhere with anything that I've tried to do when it relates to justice, because they want to keep it hidden what's really going on. Yep. Alright, whoops. Well, I can't do that now. I'm not going back. We caught a little bit coming in. But again, notice the color.
I want to get that funky hair again. There it is. You see?
It's coming up again. That's too defined, people. There's one down there, further lower. There's that one again. She didn't have a romp in the sack, mad sex, before it showed up to work. Unless, of course, maybe they were rocking and rolling in that body dude's van, being that they like sadists and masochists, fucking who knows what, with their pimp rings. Just say.
Looking at a hologram? I wouldn't be surprised. Look at that.
Yeah, look at it. Again, if you know anything about electronics, okay, taken apart VCRs, stereos, appliances, TVs, I'm just trying to think, computers are a big one. You would know. You would find shit like that in them. That's exactly what you would freaking find. I used to throw them out all the time, people. I had no use for that shit. I was going for the copper. So maybe that's why I did the recycling, to try and secure it for fundraising and all this other crap, because it had to show me in the real deal exactly what was inside these things, because nobody like me would normally take this shit apart, and who cares, right? But I took apart a lot of freaking electronics, people. That definitely is connected to a fucking motherboard.
Maybe a heat source? They had a heat.
Do you see this one? There's a dot in it. And if you notice the outline of the square, you can barely see it.
Source in Shimei's hair, people. They really did. They had something.
Yeah, they put something in Shimei's hair too. But I don't remember it looking like this. But then I never really took the time to look, maybe. I just noticed she had all kinds of freaking colors in there for whatever strange reason. But we'll do it again. We'll do it again. Yeah. Soon enough. Or I can just go back into an old video and do what I'm doing right now. And then do it again. In Shmai's hair. They had her laying up on a heat source too. Yeah. Yeah. It was under her neck. But they had a hard time regulating it though. Yeah. They couldn't really control it. I think the technology of keeping dead bodies on a hospital bed for 9 days is still in its infant stages. Yeah. I don't think it's quite perfected yet because there was some issues with the body. What's in the dark comes out in the light, right? There was a few times that they almost got caught. But everybody's caught up with their emotions versus looking at, I don't want to say reality for what it is, but yeah, basically. Yeah, look at that. Hair doesn't do that. Real hair doesn't do that, people. Okay? This is why I do exposure, because it shows you things. Okay, now first of all, I'm battling two things here. I know YouTube has already blurred this video, and two, my eyes are whacked. So, you know, right now to me it's looking pretty gray, pretty blurry, pretty undefined, right? Perhaps you can see that better than me. I'd like to think you can. If I can see it, you should be able to see it. If I can see it, you should be able to see it. Things that you wouldn't normally see. Oops, did you see that? What was it? Where did it go? What was it? There it is. What are we looking at? Here's another one. Do you see it? This is why you gotta keep doing it. See, we've already seen that one, but look at that. That looks like something that would be on the moon. That shouldn't be on the moon. You're only supposed to have craters on the moon, not little rectangle boxes. Right? You know what I'm saying? Right? Watch. Okay, what are we watching for? There we go. Now it's coming in. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Is that not amazing? You are looking at a motherboard. Alright? You know what? Maybe if somebody could zoom in and really fine tune, they might get lucky and actually find out the manufacturing company that has either a logo on this shit or a patent number maybe or a lot number. Somebody is manufacturing this, people. Okay? Look at that. This is the corner of British Columbia, Canada, that basically had her goons, its goons, stuff my daughter's body, dead or alive, into the trunk of a taxpayer vehicle and drove off like a bat out of hell to fillet it like a fish.
Do you see that, people?
So when you got people talking about snuff movies, dirty cops, crooked justice system, the whole 9 yards, they're not lying.
Do you see that?
There is no denying it. Take it to court.
Oh, that's frivolous. You're scandalous. We're gonna charge you for wasting the court's time.
Yeah, okay. I'll see you back in court.
This is that.
And maybe along the way, people will start waking up. And more start showing up at court. And when the shit goes down, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for these things. Because they don't feel sorry for us.
Individuals' hair.
These are, oh, I'm sure, in part, to one degree or another, your overlords. Okay? And if they're not the overlords yet, and when it comes to the housing market, they will be. Let that be a warning for the overlords. It's very easy to replace you. It's just a matter of time. And they're pumping these things out, fast tracking, on a infinite budget that has no restrictions. Where is it? Where is it? Do you see this? This is a motherboard, people. This is a freaking motherboard. This is a motherboard. You know what it makes me want to do? It makes me want to go outside, grab a VCR that's out there, open it up, and show you what a fucking motherboard looks like. If you don't know already.
That's impossible. Okay? Unless it's put there for a reason. And what it makes me think of is when Shimei was on that bed, laying, and off to the side of her neck, going this way, was a heat source, because you could tell by the different colors. In addition to some funky shit that was going on.
And do you know how easy it would be for them to skin Shimei's body after it was dead and they didn't want it on display anymore, right? Because they so-called pulled their fucking hospital plug, ended her life because her brain was leaking down her spinal cord. No, they took out her brain, people. Anyway, all they have to do is skin her, do whatever they do to preserve the skin, and ship it off to a different province, put it on one of their things, and I'd never know. I'd never know. You know they're doing it. Yeah. I'm showing you.
On her hair.
This is supposed to be a legitimate coroner working for the province of British Columbia, Canada, saying in the background that she's just trying to do her job and do a good job as she's slamming a door in my face with her goons.
Right. So I'm going to have to pull that up and show you. It's in the videos, but I want to pull up the pictures, and I actually want to do this again. Look at this. That's two uniform people. That is a perfect square.
Where are we? Where's that perfect square? Where's that perfect square?
Do you see this?
Where is it?
It's a square within a square. It's like a motherboard.
Yeah.
It's like a motherboard.
You have to remember, I was doing this on the fly. First time I did this. And I will. I will go out of my way and I will open up a VCR or something, and I will show you exactly what we're looking at. I won't know all their names to the parts, but I've taken apart a lot of shit, people, and this is exactly what we're looking at when it comes to a motherboard of some sorts. Processing board, like it's a processing board. It's a, you know, those green boards with all those little, right? It's the same shit. They have little fuses, those little tubey things, more like fuses, right? And then they have, they use aluminum. I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
Computer motherboard.
Got something here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, look. Look how sharp that is.
Huh? It's a computer motherboard.
Okay, so...
I'm not saving any of this right now. I will. I'll do it again.
So anyway, what do we got here? We got some more shit going on. Alright.
But like I said, it's depressing. Look at this. Look at this, people. You can't tell me that's normal.
Yeah. You can't tell me that's normal. So, there's those beady eyes again. Yeah. And you have to remember, whatever is going on in here, they had pads, some sort of padding, little square pads under Shimei's skin, and somehow they were connected to the tubes that were running the same color so that her skin didn't look gray and dead, right? They had to do it from under the skin, people, through these little pads. And then when they so-called turned off their fucking life support machine, which it was not, within a minute or two or whatever it was, all of a sudden her face went gray to indicate that she was dead, in terms of that was her third or fourth pronunciation of being dead. Besides that point, third point, okay. That was because of those tubes. Those tubes were what was running the solution into these pads underneath her skin to give the look of being alive. And then when they wanted to make her look dead, they made it look like they turned off this machine, but they didn't. They just flipped the switch where whatever was running through the tube changed color, but of course nobody's taking any pictures. So, and then once it got to the pads, the face changed and she went gray. Kind of like the same gray she was when she was downstairs dead on the couch. Definitely looking like she was dead in my dream. With the blanket covering her, you know, from the neck up was just her face dead gray with the blanket to indicate a hospital. Right? Because the hospital had something to do with it, people. She was mapped before she even went in. Yeah. In terms of her blood type and all that other shit. She was targeted for her organs. Okay? Somehow, some way, Julian got roped into it. He figured he'd be able to keep selling drugs. He'd get Amari, you know, go on welfare, sell his drugs, get his little trap fucking shack. Who knows? I don't know, people. But his mother definitely came into a big wig of money with a fake car accident a year after Shmay was murdered by her son. How convenient. And then she went off and bought herself a nice big house. Yeah. And Julian did not kill Shmay by himself. We know that.
There's that.
And the cops covered it up. Yep. Because they aren't what you think they are.
Absolutely nothing fucking normal about this. There was nothing normal about what the hell was going on with Ciera. And look at those eyes. Okay? Why have they not really changed? Okay? You're not getting the outline of the eyes, people. Okay? You're just getting marbles that glow red. Okay? That's a mother.
Yeah, see? There it is again. That's a motherboard.
Board. Okay? That's a heat source. It's either a motherboard or it's a heat source.
Well, a motherboard would produce heat, though. You see, that's the thing. That's why there are little fuses and shit in there. That's what that is, right? All soldered together.
Okay, that
They probably got silver and gold in there and other precious metals as well for the conductors.
is not fucking hairspray. Okay?
This thing moved, people. But it was escorted by the police. Yep. The police were the handlers to it, if you want to say that. But they very well could have been the same thing, for all I know. I think there is actually one picture in there, kind of one of those I'd have to go back. I could probably, frame by frame by frame. I'm going to end this now, okay? I don't know because this is getting long, right? I'm just going to add the link. Okay, now we're coming into a different face here. Okay? I used somebody else's face, I don't know who it is, as a comparison to, but you don't know who's real and who's not real on these videos sometimes, right? That's why I think I should just use my freaking face. At least I can trust my face. I don't even know what I'm looking at there. I don't want to go through this whole video right now. I'm getting kind of tired. Obviously, it's the same individual. And let's just move it forward and see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so that's the outline of the hair here. You can see. So this, I've either moved that already out of the way. I don't know if this is the same picture or a different picture because it was just a quick flash in front of my camera, right? I was lucky to catch this. But if I go frame by frame by frame, somehow, some way, I can kind of get,
Where's the eyebrows?
yeah, no eyebrows. I can kind of get one cop, and I can kind of get a silhouette face of that John Hart, but I haven't taken them to exposure yet, right? Because this stuff gets really depressing for me, you know? It breaks my heart, right? But it's important that people are warned. But yeah, when this thing came out of the bedroom, one of the cops said, the coroner's here. And then this thing walked out, but the cops were like standing with it, kind of, right? So, who's handling who here? But I don't even think these cops are of 100% human DNA either. I just don't.
I don't see nothing. You see holes.
Okay, so I guess when I was over here, I went back. I was kind of looking in here as a comparison, just going through some pictures of like here. This is clearly somebody's face. I don't know whose face it is. But do you see? Do you see the difference? Now, the colors, well, you get the, yellows I know are human. Blues are human. These ones, definitely not human in some circumstances, like with dead bodies, because you can't consider Shmay to be human anymore. She's dead, right? But do you see how you got the yellows in here? Okay, it's been a while. I forgot. So let's hold on. Yeah, you see? Did you see the blues?
Come on.
See the blues coming in? This is kind of like how you could know it's human, if I remember correctly.
Right.
A lot of blues. Now, some of these people could be wearing makeup too, right? So makeup changes it as well.
This is what I'm trying to show you. This is what I'm trying to show you.
You get your yellows, your light. This one here is right.
Let's see if we can get something else going on in here. Oh my God.
And like, again, you don't know who's who, and some of these things could be robotoids themselves, right? Like, I don't necessarily know if this is a legitimate person. Adrian Dix, I don't think is legitimate. I do not. This looks like Adrian Dix. No. He's been replaced with something else. I don't know what.
It's Doug Ford.
Could be a clone, could be a robotoid, could be a shapeshifter.
Obviously, I haven't gone through that many of them.
Yeah.
It gets obnoxious after a while.
Yeah.
It really does.
Can't trust Doug Ford either, right?
It's important. That's my opinion. Alright.
That's why I think I'm just going to use my face. Right? I'm not trying to be on some witch hunt exposing robotoids on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter. Or reptilians or whatever, right? I don't wear makeup. I don't got time.
Done them all.
Anything, I just got a dusty old face, right?
And just more so, this guy, I don't know what the hell he's got on his freaking... He runs a business, and he's got some real gross shit.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like it's real, but it's like a mat right in front of his computer screen.
Yeah, it's
You
gross.
can see it just looks like, ugh.
The promoting that satanic crap. Yep, that's what that is. That looked like eating who knows what.
Right?
Like, there's a lot of sick people in the world. Like, a lot of sick people.
Maybe, see, I don't go out of my way to random. There's Pelosi's eyes. See, I haven't brought in these to exposure yet. I'm looking for something with exposure. Right? Only so much time in a day. Obviously, newscasters sticking out their tongues with their funky eyes. Who's Susan? Who's Susan? That's Susan.
And they come in all shapes and sizes.
Trudeau. What's going on with Trudeau?
He's not who we think he is. Anyway, alright, so where are we now? I just get on with it. So this is the back of that house. Okay, obviously I put the clip in, but if you notice, look at these windows. Blinds, but this is a window that has black tarp over them. This is how the coroner came in from the back. Right? So there was a door over here, I'm sure, and then steps going up. She came in, it came in, forget the she. It came in either from the basement up in somehow, or it came up the back steps in through the sliding glass door into the bedroom where Ciera body was, and then out into the living room. And then we were on the porch in the front, and that thing, with the assistance of the goons, loaded up Ciera's body, carried it out down the stairs, put it into the trunk of the coroner's car, and it batted out of hell because they weren't sure how long we were going to stand on the porch for, because we wanted to identify Ciera's body, and the longer the body was there, obviously it compromises certain organs from being illegally transplanted in a timely manner. But we don't even know if Ciera was really dead, people. We'll never know. Point is, all blacked out. All blacked out. All blacked out. Whatever, blacked out. And just with the shenanigans that were going on in there, I'm telling you, Willie Picton too.